Prepare yourself for a talk radio experience like no other.
Strap yourselves in and hold on.
He stands for truth. He stands for justice. He stands for what's right. This is the Alex Jones Show. Call Alex now, toll free, at 877-590-5525. Now live from Austin, Texas, here's Alex Jones.
We're back. Thank you for joining us on this Sunday. Now, 6 minutes into the second hour, final hour. I've been covering the fact that U.S.-backed Georgian forces launched a massive sneak attack into Russian-controlled territories, violating international peace agreements from 1992, killing more than 2,000 people. And they have so much disdain and contempt for the American people, our government does, the criminals that run it, our criminal-controlled media, that they lied and said that Russia launched a sneak attack. Just an absolute, complete fraud. You can verify it's a fraud in about 10 seconds. They don't care. Now, the amazing thing is about 90% of the newspapers and TV news shows said the lie, but then even on some of the networks, they would then later admit the truth, and a lot of newspapers admitted the truth. So they're not even getting their lies straight now, because all media, even all mainstream media, is not lying. And that's a whole other subject, not just the sneak attack, the start of a new hot war, moving weapons into Georgia, moving weapons into Ukraine, Poland, NATO announcing it has a new doctrine of preemptively nuking Russia. They've been announcing this for 2 years. No, not that. It's the issue of how controlled our media is, how much lying they do, how dangerous that is. I mean, that's tyranny, folks, when you've got lies of this magnitude. And what does that say about the American people, that the elites would lie like this, that they would think they could get away with something like this? And what else are they lying about? Well, pretty much everything. They lie, they spin, they tell half-truths, like no government I've ever seen. I've never been a fan of Russia, never been a fan of the communists, and never been a fan of their corrupt kind of free market system they've got now. I'm not even siding with Russia, but the point is I've been watching the Russian news, reading the reports, checking it with other reports, and they're telling the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, and that even freaks me out more, that they tell the truth. It's incredible. There's not even spin involved. In fact, they got the head of the Russian military is freaking out on TV going, what is going on? Why have you attacked us? Why is your media lying and saying we attacked your country or attacked one of your satellites? Why are you doing this? What is wrong? Why are you moving weapons up against our borders? And Ukraine is threatening to not let the Russian fleet land at the port that they've leased. Look at this news I've got here. Bush speech continues dangerous brinksmanship with Russia. More threats today. Russian forces still entrenched in Georgia. Ukraine offers satellite defense cooperation with Europe. London Telegraph. Ukraine inflamed mounting east-west tensions today by offering a Soviet-built satellite facility as part of the European Missile Defense Program, which, again, is a sneak attack system is what it is, so the Russians can't defend themselves. Neocons up nuclear war ante with Poland missile deal. They're also in Poland. It's the type of news I have here. Let's go ahead and go back to the calls. Let's talk to Taj in Florida. You're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, how you doing, Alex? I actually wanted to talk about the Dan Rather video that you got up on Infowars.com.
Yes.
Basically, I mean, we all know the 9/11 Commission report denied finding the boxes. The FBI lied about it. But, I'm sure you remember behind the scenes, DeMasi and Balloon talk about how they witnessed 3 of the black boxes recovered from the scene. Has anybody, are you aware of anybody who's tried to get these guys, on interview or anything like that to talk about?
Yeah, let me fill people in, because you are in the know, you're informed, you probably know where the United States is located on a map, you probably know how to brush your teeth or wipe your nose, you probably have an IQ of above 100, but the general public, I'm sad to say, has no idea what you're talking about. And I was going to cover this near the end of the show if I had time. This really isn't a new development other than the fact that it's a new video clip backing this up. We have the photos of the black boxes. They're really orange with black stripes. 3 of the 4, there's 2 per plane, from the North and South Tower. They were discovered basically undamaged firefighters, Giuliani, they held him up. They announced it was the boxes. They said we had them. It was in the news. It was in the New Jersey news. It was in the Philadelphia news. I called the 2 firefighters who later said, yeah, the FBI grabbed them away from us, threatened us, and said, you did not find 3 of the 4 boxes. And so I called them at home about 5 years ago when this broke, after the fact, and they said, we've been threatened, we're scared, we won't come on your show. But yes, we do have Dan Rather being told Giuliani's live at the scene holding up the boxes, and he said we're going to go to that in the, quote, feed cut, and they were unable to show those boxes. So I do have that clip. It's up on Infowars.com, and it's just one more piece of the ongoing cover-up.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. The cover-up is amazing, and people just don't see what's going on. I mean, you got to be blind not to see. There's extensive amounts of evidence.
No, I hear you, and that's just one facet of it. Let's go ahead now. Thank you for the call. Jonathan in Philly, you're on the air worldwide.
Hello, Alex. Thanks for taking my call.
Thank you.
Alex, I'm a 5-year listener, and I've got your books and videos and Prison Planet TV and Berkey Mice, all that. It's great, and thank you for making me historically and politically aware. Alex, basically, I'm an ex-yuppie, I guess, but currently committed pro-life Catholic, and I didn't want to call in as a disagreeer because I agree with everything you do say. But over the years, there's 2 things that kind of don't sit well with me that I hear every once in a while. First of all, I just want to say, before I get to them, I just want to ask this question in general, I think is the root of it. Why would, in your opinion, why is there seems to me such a disconnect between pro-lifers and patriot movement? Patriot movement, and I learned a lot through you, 9/11, Second Amendment, Federal Reserve, false left-right paradigm, war in Iraq, media mind control.
Sir, I spoke out on 3 different shows this week against abortion. I did long, extensive 10 and 20-minute rants about how we are an evil culture that's aborted 50-plus million babies since 1974, Roe v. Wade, and I have constantly spoken out about how it's part of a eugenics program, and I've made a film, Endgame, that gets into the larger eugenics program, and I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Well, I didn't hear you this week. Sorry.
But I mean, I do speak out against abortion. It's just not true.
You do. And I'm just asking the question, why would there be a disconnect? Whereas the pro-lifers, they're more focused on contraception, divorce, against homosexuality, against abortion. I'm just wondering, in your mind, why is there seem to be a disconnect?
I'm not sure I understand what you're saying.
Okay, well, so I'm coming from like a pro-life angle.
I really don't understand. I mean, I just told you I cover all that.
Okay, all right. Okay, no, let me
You're
get
saying
on
you've never heard me speak out against abortion?
No, I do hear you. I do hear you speak out. And when you do an excellent job. And Endgame was great. I got into a lot of the...
Well, listen, thank you. It's just, I don't know what I can do. I mean, I don't know what I can do for people. I had some guy call me at the end of the Friday show and say, why aren't you covering Dennis Kucinich's impeachment of George Bush? I mean, I played clips on the air. I've covered it. I've had him on. I do everything I can. I mean, really, I think, folks, I'm not the one taxing you out of existence. I'm not the one devaluing the dollar, the one launching wars. I'm not the one doing all this. And so the show really isn't about Alex Jones. I mean, I had the New York Times attack me Friday for criticizing Barack Obama. I'm not really here talking much about that. Most talk show hosts are making a huge deal out of it. I don't really care. I don't want to make the show about Alex Jones because that isn't going to wake people up and save this country. Okay, I want to make it about the news and about the information and the topics that we cover here. And I'm doing the best job I can, Jonathan. We're going to go to break. When we get back, George, Brett, David, and many, many others that are patiently holding, we are going to get to you. I do have some police state news. I do have some economic news I'm going to cover it as well, but I'm going to continue with your calls in the next segment after this quick break. I'm not going to save you. A lot of people come to me and say, you need to do this, you need to do that. I don't have as much pull as you think. The solution is in the mirror. Look in the mirror. That is the solution. Okay? We'll be right back. Stay with us.